Hey, it's Brendon Payne with Century 21, the Harrelson Group here along the Grand Strand in the Expert Advisors team. And I want to get you a quick update here on your building in the Caravelle Resort. Of course, I'm very active in that building, just actually had a buyer sale not too long ago. And so I like to keep tabs on what's going on in the market overall, but also specifically in that building for the owners that allow me to be their resource. So here's kind of a summary of what we've got year to date. We're 6 months in, just getting ready to begin the third quarter. And year to date, there have been right at about 18 closed sales, and there's always a handful, 4 or 5 units that are pending under contract, which is good. That's pretty good activity. Now, what we've seen over the last 4 or 5 months is there is a significant increase in the amount of inventory compared to a year and a half or 2 years ago. We're sitting somewhere between 15 and 17 active units on average over the last couple of months. So that means if we're selling in 6 months, we're selling around 18, and we've got 16 to 17 active, then we've got about 6 months of inventory available for the buyers if nothing changed. And that's one of the ways that we measure kind of the health of the building and the market and things like that. And while 6 months of inventory isn't like panic mode, we were at 12 plus 10 or 12 years ago. Then a normal market, we like to see about 90 days of inventory. That means a good amount of properties are churning and buyers are trading with sellers, and there's a lot of movement. With the increase of inventory, it's taking longer and the buyers have more choices. So that 6 months of inventory, we really want to watch that to see if that trend continues. Now, going into where we're at in the middle part of the year, usually what happens in most markets, regardless of what's happened with values and supply and demand, is as the season winds down, you've got a lot of owners that decide, well, this is the year that I'm going to divest out of it. Maybe I'm going to buy something else, just get my cash out, or they have other plans. So as the season winds down and they've collected the majority of the rentals, you start seeing more units come on the market in normal years. So definitely something we want to keep an eye on as we kind of wind down this rental season in 2023, see what happens going into the fall. There will no doubt be good buyers that are available for these, but obviously when the supply is less, the buyers have fewer things to choose from, the sellers can be more firm in their negotiations and typically negotiate a little bit higher price. So average days on market right now this year has been about 114, which is slightly higher than the rest of the ocean front altogether, but not as long as some of the other buildings that are out there. And you're seeing about a 96% sale price to the list price. So sellers are getting about 96% of what they're asking for on the units that are going under contract and closing out. So a couple of things just to summarize what you need to know going into the second half of the year. If you're giving any thoughts to possibly selling, you may look at doing that a little bit sooner than later, just because the inventory is already a little bit higher than it's been in the past couple of years. And we do anticipate more units coming on the market at the end of the rental season as we go into fall. The other thing to really to also understand is look at what your financials have been over this past year. I'm getting a lot of feedback from some owners on the ocean front that rentals haven't been quite as strong as they've been in the past. And of course, in many, many buildings, the insurance premiums have gone up significantly. The insurance premiums then affect the HOA, and the HOA, of course, affects the overall performance. And it affects the viability for the potential buyers that are out there. When units don't perform as well as they did before, you got a little bit smaller buyer audience when you do go to sell. So if you are thinking about doing something, you may consider getting ahead of those changes that could be coming around the corner. If you need anything, want to get in touch with me about specifics on your unit, or you own something in a different building, please reach out to me anytime. And I appreciate you allowing me to be your resource here in the Grand Strand, and hope to talk with you soon. Thanks so much.